Chip Forrest, what's up, man? How you doing? Let me get you in here a little closer. Let's see. Let's get my fire pot heated up. Starting with hard lump charcoal. Get it good and hot. And then I'll start moving my coal pile onto there. Woo-wee! Fix that blower issue up. Getting good and hot today. Right, time to back that camera up again so I don't melt it. First thing I want to do is fix these tongs up a little bit. So we'll get them heating up. I'm going to be stepping away from that a lot because that is hot. So I will adjust this so I'm not walking out of the camera all the time. There we go. I will just stay back here and monitor it, but it is already screaming hot and only going to get hotter. So these are a bit rusted, so I want to get them hot enough that I can work them well, just like that. Maybe a little bit looser. You guys hear me all right? Is the mic working? Mic working? Anybody? It says it's on and working. Yes, you hear. Awesome. Thank you, Fred. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. It's getting good and hot. That's much looser. So, let's see. So my jaws are off. Top one is to the left, bottom one's to the right. So I need to just move them both over a bit. Should be an easy fix. This is just thin angle iron, so I won't have to get too hot. It's technically cold forging, but I'm not moving it far, just giving it a little bump. Wes, what's happening? I got my little blower issue fixed, and I am cranking today. I'm going to get my tongs fixed up. The size looks good, but I need to bring that whole jaw over, so I got to heat it up farther back. That's a lot better. That should hold that steel a lot better. Yeah, much better. Yesterday I was struggling, it was flopping all over. So now that it's lined up, I'm going to heat this up with that steel a little bit. Just the very ends of them. But I'm going to have the iron in the fire with it. And I'll show you why in a second. Now that I've got them lined up, now I can kind of mold it around that rod better. Okay. Well, let's get that rod heating up. You get it buried in some coal. It's like a 3/4 inch steel rod. So what I'm going to do is have to start off. If I just try to flatten this out, it's just going to get longer and longer. It's going to get a little bit wider than 3/4 of an inch, but it's not quite going to make an inch. And then it's just going to keep getting longer and longer, eventually get narrower. But if I can upset this a bit, which is to lay it vertical and squash it down, you're going to get a bit fatter, and then we can cross peen it out, which is the goofy, not that skinny yet. Okay. This is a cross peen hammer. So if you take this and you work the steel this way, it's going to want to spread the steel this way. If you just take it, smack it flat, it's just going to continue to grow in length. And we'll give that a little bit, a few minutes to warm up. I'm going to increase this airflow. Now that I've got my issues figured out, more of it heated up than that. My hope is to end up with enough material that I can make a little bit thicker blade, maybe 3/16 of an inch or thicker. I'd like to have a bit of width to work with, so I'm really going to try to shoot for about 1.5 inches in width, and hopefully at least, well, I mean, the full length of a knife. I guess I'm looking for a full tang knife. I probably want to start with maybe 8-10 inches. We'll see what I can get. And these first couple are going to cool down pretty quick because I didn't preheat my anvil. Well, here we go. That is not hot enough. That tip lost heat real fast. So we're going to let that go a lot hotter. Like I said, with the daylight outside, it's already tough to see the color of this. I don't want to overheat it, but I am colorblind, so it makes it a little tougher with the red. But hey, if the knife is a total failure, this is pretty cool to look at. So I've got an idea. I'm going to tear my temp down and leave that there. And I'm actually going to go grab something else to hold this with. I think maybe if I get some vice grips and I can hold this the other way and keep the hot steel off of the anvil, I think I'll be better off. So I'll take you with me. I'm just going down to the basement and grabbing some vice grips. These will work. I think my vice grips are next to John's pencil and tape measure. I'm coming back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Dan, what's happening? Let me get this turned back on and I'll talk to you guys a bit while that heats back up. What do we got here? Wayne, what's happening? Tip Force, George, thanks for joining. Irish. You guys gotta go check out Irish trail cam clips. Some beautiful animals gets on camera. Dan's wood turn. What's up, dude? What's happening, Dan? Irish Duchess. I'm the royalty now. Okay. Let's get this back in and get that cooking. I got something a little more secure to hold that with. We'll get her buried back up and get her baking. Would figure I put a windbreak on the back of this and then hit record and the wind shifts. Okay. It's so thin it's wanting to bend already. Shorten that up. Let's cut that off of there. Well, cut it off way sharper than I wanted, but that's okay. Wind is blowing that flame right at my hand. These are not the best gloves. I gotta get some welding gloves or something. Okay. We'll just let that cook on high for a while. Awesome. I will grab them next time I see you. I appreciate that. What you making? I'm going, cook and steel. I'm attempting to turn this whole chunk of 3/4 inch high carbon steel into a knife blade, but first I've got to get it upset some, and it's not liking it. See, that's almost gone to liquid. We'll just draw it out. I think maybe we'll make enough, use a different material. I'll start with something that's already square. But now that coal's really going, I gotta turn this heat down. Because I just melted a 3/4 inch steel bar. Little Julie, y'all say hi to Mr. Hamilton there. That's my father-in-law. Yep. I'm gonna switch back to these guys. I'm not gonna be able to upset this with what I have to hold it with. I'm certainly not risking my hands or my face any more than I am. And everybody watching, make sure you're smarter than I am. Use proper safety equipment. What's up, little spider? Yeah, you don't want to be there. It's a bad place. We'll be able to work it longer each time we come over to it. I should probably be preheating my anvil. It's not going to matter anyways with all this wind. And I just burnt the end of that off, even on low. Okay, I think we'll just forge out a little goofy little knife. We'll get plenty of blade to make something out of. Better not set it in there and forget about it again. We're back up the temp pretty quick. Yep. No. Okay. Oh, I don't know how my phone didn't just break, but thank you, OtterBox. I'm going to shorten that stand up. Amazing. Just took a 6-foot fall to the concrete, assisted by the wind. My anvil's twisting because of my goofy little setup here. It's in a swivel vise, so it's swiveling. Makes sense, huh? Hey, Bug, Tink, welcome in. It's good doobie. How you doing, girl? Got this blower working real well today. Shortened up all the hoses. I raised the hose, put the blower up higher so it doesn't have to work so hard to move the air up. So now I've got that area peened down, well, flattened down. I'm gonna start working the area behind it. So I don't want to draw that spot out too thin, I'm trying to achieve length. And I got to remember to back up away from this forge and cool down. And for those of you that did not see yesterday, this is just what they call black chestnut. Sometimes they call it nut coal, but it's anthracite coal, and you can get it at your local what do you call it? Landscape supply. Okay. If you're going to build one of these, the smaller the brake drum you can find, the better, because you're only going to heat up the area that you can work. As you can see, it cools down quick, faster if you're outdoors. But if you have a big rotor or a big brake drum, say off of a big truck, you're going to have to fill that with coal to get something like this heated up. Otherwise, that sweet spot where all that fire is going to be way down inside of the pot. And you won't be able to lay this across here and get any heat. There'll be too much air between it. So get the smallest brake drum you can find if you're going this route. You be safe, Ladybug. As long as I can get some material flattened out, I'm going to make something out of it. A blade of some type, regardless of what size it is. Forge a sweet little paring knife or something. A little mini carving knife. A scribe. Who knows? Might have enough to make multiple tools. So I'd say it's about, at its thinnest point, about 1/4 of an inch right now. Goes up to maybe about 3/8, 10 mil area. So I'm going to go ahead and just try to flatten it down to, I think, that 1/4 inch mark. And then see if I can peen it out kind of evenly to roughly 3/16, somewhere in there. Not much, just enough to start cleaning it up. Getting it a bit more uniform. Another helicopter all day. Helicopters and jets, big planes. I still need to draw out enough for a tang. So I might as well just draw out this whole bar, see what I can do. I'm already into it. So while we're tending it, I'm just going to bump the heat back up so this goes faster. Going to make us all tea. Well, that sounds lovely. I'll take a An Earl Grey, please. You get this Earl Grey tea that is a double bergamot. And boy, is it good. That wind is really fighting against me. So I'm going to go back through it again, start trying to peen it out. Once again, I'm going to work through it one section at a time, starting at that end. I'm going to draw it out widthwise, I think, until it starts trying to either start stretching longer or until I get to where I am to the thickness I'm wanting. Brilliant. So that's what it looks like when it's broken off fresh. So it's a hot piece that just got knocked off and it broke. Well, looks almost like volcanic glass. There we go. Why aren't you following me? The batteries die? Looks that way. Looks that way. Put you guys here where you can see both. But I won't be able to see you. Woo! Well, that hot shit pops. You know it. Okay, so I've got enough flattened out. I think I want to make a nice fat knife. So we've got enough drawn out for a small tang and a blade. So then we start trying to forge the blade into shape as I draw out. That's straightening it right up. Now I'll work on getting these sides evened up. For anybody that wasn't here yesterday, this was a blade that we did out of a file. It was a lot easier because we started with a consistent thickness all the way down. All they had to do was forge out the bevel. And forge this all out into shape. So the handle on there, that's going to be pretty sweet. Joe, what's happening, buddy? That's warm, buddy. I mean, it is. It's hard to look straight down in that pot. It is white hot. Okay. You get the tip of that just up out of the fire pot so we don't burn it off. And I can feel the heat of that way back here. This goofy thing wants to follow me now, huh? No? So I'm just cross-peening the bevel down now. You can see the blade starting to take shape. And not holding myself to too high standards here, as this is the first one that I've forged from any kind of raw material like this, where I'm establishing my own sizes, my own parameters, and not just repurposing a already made tool. I think I want to start establishing where the back of that blade's going to be, so that I can start working out the tang. So if we go based on this one, it's quite a long blade. I think if I set the ricasso right at the end of where I started drawing this out, or flattening this out, I think that'd be a good place. Come on, little guy. You need help today. You're not that old. I don't know why you're struggling. Satish, hello. Welcome in. I am Will. How are you? You know, it's this time when I pull it out, the blade's not going to be hot. I mean, it'll be hot, but it won't be cherry. Just the area that I'm wanting to work is going to be. And then I'll show you what I was talking about, there being a sweet spot in this fire bowl. That's why you really want a small fire bowl. So it's just that center there. I gotta make sure I had this fire pot good and cold by the time the storms come. If I let this coal get wet, I will have to, well, either wait a long time for it to dry out, or I'll have to toss it, because wet coal likes to pop really bad. Okay, we're gonna straighten that out, and then we'll flip it and start trying to work that tang. I'm just trying to work up a knife blank. I want to get as close to my finished shape as possible, but I am going to still be grinding this to shape. I wish I was good enough to forge it right to finished size. That would be awesome. Well, getting back to straight. So I'm going to flip it around and you start working that tang. The tang, I'm not worried about gaining too much width on. It is a smaller blade, so it doesn't need a huge handle. I don't have much more than about 3/4 of an inch here to begin with, so I think I will just start flattening, drawing it out, whatever little bit of width I gain while I draw it out to my thickness will be what I'm happy with. I just want it to be straight and pretty true to thickness all the way down. Again, these little tongs I just made out of some angle iron. Doesn't take much. This pin is a piece of an old bolt that I cut off, put through there. I heated it up and put it through there like a hot rivet. While it was hot, started peening it over. Okay, so I think that's gonna be about good. I'm gonna get this hot enough that I can cut it off. We'll just do a hot cut. And there's that wind robbing my heat again. Only use a handle or a hammer with a wood handle when you're doing this. I am leaving my hammer next to my fire pot, not right up on it, but next to it to keep that warm. My anvil, now that I've been working on it, it's pretty warm that I can feel it through the glove. So that's a much larger piece of steel that's going to hold heat a lot longer. But you don't want to be working with a cold hammer. You don't want a cold anvil. Okay. Adjust the camera here for the hot cut. We're going to be here on this end of the vise, or the anvil, my little railroad track. Normally for this, you would use a regular hot cut tool in a hardy hole, which is the square hole you'll see on the end of an anvil. And it will be basically a hardened chisel on a square post. Come on. Okay. I need a break from that heat. I'll show you where we're at. So I will grab this right at the bottom of what will be the tang. You can see there, that V there, that's where it's going to be cut off. So this will be the tang of the knife and then the blade. So this just needs some little bit of work. And this thing will be cutting. I need a break from this heat. This is too much for me. So I'm going to go ahead and call that a day. I will work on this some more probably tomorrow. I definitely want to revisit this. So I'm going to put this on my fire pot and let it cool with my fire. I don't want it to cool too quick because I'll come out to an extremely hard piece of steel in the morning. Which really would be fine. I just don't want to thermal cycle it more than I have to. So I can let it just come down to temp with this. Yeah, see what's going on with the chat, guys. Ken, what's happening? Lunar Eclipse, that's a cool name. I can hardly see out of these glasses. You going live later, Ken? Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. Did you get to see the knife that I made out of? Oh, yeah, you did. You commented on it. All right, everyone. I think I'm going to go wash up and get some of this cold film off of my face. I should probably be wearing a mask. I'm going to take me and my big heavy-duty forge blower. No real man should be without one. A nice purple forge blower. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I got a dirty nose. I think I just made it worse. Yeah. I need a shower. Joe, thanks. Look forward to hearing from you. We will make you tea now, Shane. Oh, well, now I need an iced tea because now I'm hot. Y'all do you believe in iced tea over across the pond? Or is that sacrilege? Wes, take it easy. Always awesome having you here, man. Iced tea. That sounds amazing. I'm going to go get me some right now. Thanks, everyone. Go do something cool. Peace.